Hi class, my name is Liam Matthews. I'll be presenting my project 2, the perfume package for design fundamentals of fall 2025. So here's the quick table of contents with the project overview going to be leading up the presentation, followed by the mood board, bottle design and process, the boxes, rough drafts, the final version of bottle and boxes, the AI generated bottle and box, the process, which was my aha moment, as well as any questions and thank you, save for the end. Now, the project overview, we were tasked with designing a bottle and box that would be professional in its appearance and also be able to safely transport the package from point A to point B while using online inspiration to design our own unique and creative box. Now, my mood board shown here, I strayed a lot from this, I will admit. I kind of was just wanted to figure out like what I would do, and I didn't end up really following any of this, other than I went with this bottle design, kind of longer, with this package design up here with because I really like the teeth aspect. And even in my mood board, I used AI to kind of generate some bottle examples where I wanted to use like a vampire-esque with some red being apparent. And because I wanted to target the male audience as well as this being a Halloween-ish time when we are working on this, I wanted to be Halloween themed. So some challenges I faced during my bottle design process was just designing the bottle itself took some issues, I will say, because when I was designing the bottle, I had to figure out how to create an inner hole so that way I could make it into a 3D version of itself because I didn't remember how to, and I thought this was a good refresher for it. Now, when I 3D printed the bottle, I ended up having to remake the whole 3D bottle in a different program called Onshape, which I was able to find online for free because I realized RDO's CAD didn't have a way to save files as a .stl and a .cad, so that way I could 3D print it. So I had to redo it in Onshape, which I was able to do pretty easily. When I actually ended up printing out the bottle, I printed it out in millimeters instead of inches. So I had to reprint the bottle, which took a whole 2 days to do, which kind of set me behind schedule. Some rough drafts I had, I started off with a very simple, basic format, and I told myself I could do better. So I ended up going with a two-piece set that was a lot more complicated, and it allowed me to expand my skills more because I was not only just designing one box right here, I was designing two of them. And you can see in the rough draft here, I kind of started with the fangs and eyes, and then I moved to a much more cleaner design over here for my rough draft 3, where the fangs were more visible, and I got rid of the eyes because I thought they just didn't look good. As for the final versions, this was the outer shell shown here. You can see the fangs are very visible, as well as the colors are kind of all matching. On my actual tabs. I added some textures because we were practicing with the textures for a previous assignment. I thought now would be a great time to implement some of those skills in here, and I thought it came out really well. As well as over here for the actual body part, which goes inside the shell, I added some textures to it, as well as this little hole right here, so that way when you go to open the package, you have a very easy way to grab it and pull it out. And it ended up in practice and when I was actually testing it out, it ended up working exactly like I hoped it would. Like I said, my bottle I had to redo in a different program, but this is just kind of what it looked like. The base right here, and with the lid, it would come off. And on the inside, there would be a little tube where you could actually spray the cologne on yourself. I asked AI to generate some examples. So it used my design right here to make a red version, and then I asked it to make a purple version. Excuse me, right here. I thought they both came out really well, and they would definitely be considered if I was going to go full scale with this project and make a lot more. My process and aha moments, like I said, I started off simple, told myself I could do better, and it definitely paid off. Designing the bottle, like I was saying before, was kind of difficult, but once I figured it out by looking at some old slides from previous classes, it became a lot easier. And then just designing the show itself was something I had a lot of enjoyment in doing. And if you have any questions regarding my slides, please let me know. I wanted to include big pictures right here so it's easy to see after I explained it. So you can see the shell right here with all the textures on it, the teeth. The body over here with the hole I was talking about for easy gripping, as well as the cologne on the inside with the foam on top. You can even see them up here, and they are in their flat versions. So this part would fold on the inside, and you can kind of see it over here, and this would go over top of that right there. Thank you.